If you take up this one habit, I promise you that you will not recognize yourself in a month, right? A couple of weeks. You will not recognize the level of confidence that you've built, the level of presence that you exude as a man from this point forth. And that simple habit and that simple practice is getting comfortable with confrontation and getting comfortable with discomfort. Confrontation, embarrassment, any of those bad social feelings. Essentially getting comfortable with social pressure. And how you're going to create this is by finding 3 confrontational moments every single day, 2 to 3 minimum. Now, when I say that, I don't necessarily mean go out and create fucking fights with people. Go out and beat the shit out of people, okay? Because you're going to probably end up in jail before the month is over. Or worse. But what I am saying is, do not go out of the way. Do not avoid any confrontation at all, right? That's obviously within reasonable boundaries. And what you're going to find if you get out of the house at all is that you're going to be able to get into 2 to 3 confrontational moments a day. And they can be as small as saying you didn't put a tomato on my burger, like happened to me yesterday. Or medium as I was in a flight not too long ago and a guy was in the row in front of me, and for some weird reason this guy decided that it's normal to put some video game or like some movie or some shit out loud without headphones. I tapped him on the shoulder, a big black dude. I tapped him on the shoulder and I was like, "Hey, you want to put some headphones in, right?" And I didn't say, "Hey, sir, would you please put some headphones in? It's bothering me a little." No, I said, "Hey, you want to put some headphones in?" Right? It was hilarious because after that, like the guy actually did it, but after that, he kept on looking at me when we were out of the plane. He kept on like, who talks to me like that? Because a massive fucking black dude, right? And I'm not saying that that's fucking cool or impressive that I did it by any means. I am saying, though, that I am 100% sure that even a small thing like that, that's not very uncomfortable to do for you, that's not a big deal, and it is quite reasonable to say. Most people just wouldn't do it, right? And it was not bothering me a lot because I had my fucking AirPods Pro, my shit's noise canceling, I have my music, the airplane is also noisy, but it was bothering me like 5%, and I thought it was rude, so I'm going to say something about it. And so those kinds of little events, right? If you choose to just step into that discomfort, step into enduring that social pressure, then you're going to expand your comfort zone from where it currently is like this to this to this, right? And that is really all that confidence is, right? Confidence is feeling comfortable in that certain context. And if you're feeling comfortable in more contexts, then you have more confidence in more environments. Okay? And what I'll say is that in any interaction, there's always one person. And I was just teaching my sales team about this, right? I got my sales team here, my life insurance sales agency, just a small group here on a Saturday. One of the teams that I was just coaching because one of the girls on the team who's actually crushing it was getting very emotional, right? Because people were like being very confrontational with her. And I was saying this, like, look, in any interaction, there's always one person that's more willing to be confrontational than the other. And there's the other person who's more wanting to not upset the other person, wanting to not create confrontation, right? And so the person who's basically not wanting to create a confrontation, avoidant of that, is afraid of that, they're always going to get steamrolled by the other person because the other person will just walk all over them. Because the world isn't about ethics and about what is supposed to happen. The world is about reality, and reality largely is about power. I'm sorry to tell you. If you show up more powerful, people will respond to you and people will bow to your will. As long as you do it in a certain balance where you're not going overboard and just fucking talking shit to people, right? But even talking shit to people, like that can put people in line very fast, right? Like as an example, yesterday I was on a fucking Zoom call in a general area before we go to breakout rooms for software that I have, and I had to quickly do something, so I did it myself, and I hopped into that Zoom room, and there was this one guy, this American dude, maybe my age, who was just like, hey, listen, lady, I've been waiting here for 20 minutes. And I just joined the Zoom room. And he's like, and when the fuck is my, I was like, hey, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, man. Like, you're fucking screaming in my ear. This is fucking software. What do you expect? You know, and I just said something like that, and he starts going off, and, you know, I just fuck with him. But anyway, it's like those kinds of things. Like, it's not normal to talk to a support person like that, okay? Like, you're literally getting a Zoom support call, like, get in fucking line, bro. But anyway, that being said, those kinds of little things, not even look for those, but don't avoid them. Because, like, if you're not saying something about that in that Zoom room, or about someone, you know, in the airplane, that it is bothering you a little, then you are avoiding confrontation. So you don't have to look for it. You're going to fucking find it, because there's plenty of rude people out there. There's plenty of people that need to do something. And look, if you want to look for it, look for social pressure, then you can obviously walk up to a pretty girl. Tell her you're interested, whatever, right? Walk up to, if you want to make it more extreme, walk up to a girl with a boyfriend, walk up to a group, like whatever it may be, okay? Talk to people, and you're going to find social pressure. It's just like the gym. If you endure more social pressure, then your muscle will grow. Your social muscle will grow. Your social confidence will grow. And it's really as simple as fucking that. People overcomplicate the shit out of it. There's mental things you can do. There's hypnosis. There's all those kinds of things that you can do to speed up your confidence progression and to get more charismatic and stuff. But that baseline level of comfort and confidence really comes from, right, enduring it, exposure to it. And exposure makes you comfortable because your brain will build a belief system like, hey, I spoke up, I stood up for myself, and I'm still alive. It's safe to do so. And once your brain makes that connection, because your brain is an anchoring machine, right? When this happens and that happened at the same time or didn't happen, it's a belief, right? So I spoke up, I'm not dead, I'm safe, everything worked out in my way, or even I didn't, but I'm still safe. Speaking up is safe. That's the thing that you want to condition and expand into multiple different aspects of life and dimensions. If you do that, I've helped so many people, even people that are very advanced in life, that are already making hundreds of thousands a month in profit, okay, even bigger numbers than that. I can't tell you, so many big entrepreneurs. I have a very big network, okay? This little channel is just my passion project. I have my other businesses, but I have helped so many advanced guys, right, that are already in person. I helped them do these simple processes, and I helped them with their confidence, and I taught them that, listen, if you lean more into your authoritative side, right, and stop being a little golden retriever, and I'm not saying they were, but I'm saying if you are not a little golden retriever and you're just a fucking Doberman or whatever, and as gay as that sounds with the dog analogy, it does make it make sense, right? Nobody's going to fuck with a Doberman, but people will mess with a fucking golden retriever. Nobody gives a shit, right? What I'm saying is you got to have that backbone, and people respect it. And what you'll find so often is, like, so many people have a big mouth, like a dog that barks, but it won't bite if you bark back, right? It's like so many people will steamroll anyone, will be like, oh, tough guy, until you just tell them, hey, listen, we're not going to do this. Are we clear? Right? Or you just make some comment that's like offhanded, or you just put them in their place, and they'll get in line so fucking fast, like you wouldn't believe, right? So you'll see that once you meet strength with strength, they'll all of a sudden get in line. Like, I've had it so many times. A random example, I remember, like, the landlord of my villa in Amsterdam when I was 21 or something. It's just a good example that comes top of mind. And my best friend at the time, he was calling with the landlord. And the landlord was mad about something because we were fucking throwing mad parties in there, okay? Well, 100, 200 fucking people in Corona time, but anyway, that's besides the point. And so he was going crazy against the guy, right? And he was speaking mad disrespectful, like screaming. And then I walked in the room, and it was over the phone, right? And I got on the phone, and he was still screaming. And then I started screaming around, hey, Renee, how about you shut the fuck up, okay? And talk to me with some fucking respect, yeah? I'm not gonna fucking do this. This is my fucking house. I pay you. Who the fuck do you think you are to talk to me like that? You get in line right fucking now, or we'll book this fucking place up, right? Something like that. And he got in line so fucking fast, because he was like doing all this bullshit. Nobody was talking back to him. And often enough, the people that do that kind of stuff, they never have people talking back to them. That's why the black dude in the fucking airport, And by the way, I have absolutely zero against black people, whatever. I'm just saying that to paint the context. A black dude, let's call it like it is. Black people are more intimidating to people, generally speaking, because they're just more alpha generally. Okay, that's actually a fucking compliment. But anyways, I'm just saying, big dude, he was like looking at me afterwards, like just confused. Big tatted up dude, right? Because nobody ever speaks to him like that. And I only look when you say something to someone for the first time, if they do something wrong, but they're unaware of it and it's not that bad, then you say it to them normally, right? But to me, you're already crossing a line by doing that in the first place, right? Because you're not supposed to play shit out loud in an airplane. It's just rude. So you're already crossing a line, and therefore I'm already going to talk to you not, hey, would you please turn that up? No, I'm going to say, hey, you want to put some headphones in? Because that tone implies that he's already doing something wrong, and he is. So it's simple as that, right? And I know that these are very trivial examples, that these are very stupid little things, but I'm trying to make it real for you, right? When someone speaks to you with disrespect, you tell them not to speak to you like that, or you make fun of them, right? Or you talk shit to them, whatever it may be, right? But try to get into these confrontations, because you're going to get into it, you're going to feel the social pressure, and you're going to endure it, and you're going to really know in the back of your mind that your optimization focus point is to literally endure the social pressure. That's what you're optimizing for. You're not optimizing to win a confrontation. You're not optimizing to get the girl. You're not optimizing to make a new friend. You're literally just optimizing to endure social pressure. Because if your goal is to get the confidence, right? Because of enduring, if your goal is to endure social pressure, then funnily enough, you're going to be so detached from any outcome that you're actually not going to be as anxious when you do the thing, because you have a different focus point in your subconscious mind, because your subconscious mind usually is always trying to make you as comfortable as possible. And if you switch that and you flip that on its head and you're like, hey, my whole goal is to make myself as uncomfortable as possible, because then I'll just be more confident. So that's a reward for me. Now you're, funnily enough, not going to be uncomfortable with doing that as much, because you're like, trying to do it. It's this paradox, right? You can even think of it like these prankers, right? Like Nelk Boys or something. If you look at their old videos, it's very much this phenomenon where they're doing a prank. They're trying to make it as uncomfortable as possible. They're trying to make it as weird as possible. For example, like picking up a girl or something, trying to make it super weird. And therefore they're coming across really confident, because they're not actually trying to make it work. Or they're trying to like talk shit to a guy, and they're literally trying to look like a fool. And they're coming across really confident, because they're not trying to keep it trivial. They're not trying to like be this cool, suave person. They're literally trying to make it a very funny, weird, terrible interaction for the video. And because they have that different focus point, it works in their favor. It works better. Life is so many times it's a paradox, right? It doesn't seem like it would work like that, but it does. So right now, make a goal for yourself. Get into a confrontational moment, right? Every single day. And also, write out for yourself what your values are, what your principles are, what you think is normal, what you think is not normal. And then you're going to use that to enforce those rules if someone is stepping over those boundaries, either with you or with another person or in general. And you're going to find enough moments, and you're going to develop that social pressure muscle and capacity. And I promise you, there's so many fucking people that I've taught this to, and they really took it up and they really did it, and they didn't recognize themselves. Because if you have that in the back of your mind, people don't want to fuck with you, because they feel that you're willing to go there. And there's so many examples of that. So go ahead and check that out. If you want more of my help, check the link in the description of this video to become extremely confident, charismatic, and get that side of your life handled. See you in the next one.